Coach, first of all, I know you're not ready to do a depth chart yet, but can you go through like a few of the guys that you're coaching at your positions? Just we're trying to get an idea of who's where or who's been working where this spring.
All right, so at defensive end, we working Taj Austin, Jeffrey Pooler, Quandarius Qualls, which is a position move, but I think it's better for him. Tavis Lee has in 4 days has made some strides, gotten a lot better. And Sam Cookman at nose, we're working Darius Steele, who I think so far has been one of the most impressive. Has done a great job, but right on his heels is Brendan Thrift, who I've been happy with. And then making strides behind him is Tyrese Allen, which is also moving in our scheme from tackle into nose. I think it fits his skill set a little better. At three, primarily three guys. Reese Donahue, Dante Steels, who has done a great job so far, and Stone Wolfley. So those are the guys primarily that were working at those three positions, not necessarily in that order. I started when we got into pads. I started mixing and matching who is running with the twos, in with the ones, and then the threes in with the ones, or the ones down with the twos, and vice versa. And I try to always get all three of those groups against good on good work ones with the O-line, because I want to see their best versus our best, who's ready to make plays.
Reese was talking a little bit. Those positions are really base, though. There's a lot of sliding up and down the line in terms of positioning where they are. Is that kind of teaching, next still in the future, or you're starting to look at that a little bit?
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's one of the best things about our defense is that we can interchange guys. And so where you have a tackle that primarily plays a three technique, maybe has a little knack for playing a five technique in some situations. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. So yeah, we've started mixing and matching, and the more fronts we install, the more we get an idea of that. Sometimes our ends will bump in and play a little bit 4-eye to three technique on some things, and so like I said, you get to see a lot of different. You get to see guys play a lot of different techniques, and kind of you start kind of honing in on what they're good at.
Jordan, college locker rooms are diverse by nature, right? But your positions in particular, the backgrounds of those guys, it's wild how different they are from, junior college guys to five-star recruits to guys who've been in the program for 4 years. What type of assembly are you working with there, as far as just the range of experiences and backgrounds, and is it weird to connect with so many different guys?
No, it's not. I mean, I think it's easy for me because I always go back to my junior college roots. But then you have, and at that level, your backgrounds are even more diverse and even more different. And every situation is extremely different. So that's something that I'm really accustomed to, and I like that. I mean, I like that. I think it makes your room being diverse, whether it's physically, mentally. I mean, just having different guys, different personalities that you try to find out how to mesh with each other, and our guys are doing a great job. I mean, I enjoy that. I think if you try to get all the same, I think it gets a little robotic sometimes. Coaching the same type of guy every time, and I think every guy's got a different personality. I like to have big personalities, in that room, and so it's a good mix of guys. I enjoy it.
Two guys you mentioned that are interesting to me are Brennan, who's been around, and we just haven't seen him, and Stone, who's been here, but has kind of been around too a little bit, and we haven't seen him too. But fresh starts are good, I'm guessing. But for guys like that who just kind of ascend naturally now too, good for them, but also good for you.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the more depth you have, the more competition you have, and we're not going to be a group that's ever comfortable. Nobody in any position. I like for them to be accustomed to being uncomfortable, and it's up to them. And you never know when something may fit that a guy hasn't done. Take Thrift, for example. You said you hadn't seen a lot of him, right? So a lot of the things we do schematically or fundamentally, even into schematically, that kind of really fit what Brendan's good at and like what his skill set is. So I think he, you know, if you watch the tape from the first couple of days, he's going to be a guy that shows up a little bit more than probably he has, and that's good for him, good for us, good for him. So.